What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to JD's NerdVerse. Let the games begin. We are playing through today with Charmander. This is a speedrun challenge. This is actually a replay speedrun challenge. And to be more specific, it's going to be an optimized. This is planned out as well as I can plan it out. I think this is the best possible case scenario that I can get out of a Charmander playthrough. Let's go look at Charmander stats. Charmander has 52 attack and 65 speed. Those are its good stats. And then special's not bad. It's 50. And then you have your HP and defense are 43 and 39. That's not too big a deal early as long as you can hit pretty well. So if you can outspeed and hit most things, you're not going to take a lot of damage anyway. So when we evolve into Charmeleon level 16, Charmeleon gets boost in speed. It gets boost in everything, but speed goes up to 80. Special goes up to 65. Defense gets a little bit better, and HP gets a little bit better. And attack is at 64, so pretty solid, pretty evenly distributed stats. Speed and attack are definitely the benefits, but also special gets better, which means fire is a special attack. So very important. Now we're moving on to Charizard. Charizard stats. This is the you get Charizard. I think it's at level 36. I think it's 36, maybe 32. I can never remember that. Speed is 100. Special defense is 80. Special is 85. In Gen 2, you have special defense and special attack, so stats get better. Defense is 78, attack is 84, and HP is 78. So stats are pretty good. You can still hit good. You can still hit fast. You don't have bad defense. You'll have bad HP, and your special is pretty solid for a fire type. And let's compare all the moves. So if we just stuck with Charmander, the top left one is the moves we would get. We start with Scratch and Growl. We get Ember at level 9. 15, we get Leer. We get Rage, which is worthless. Slash is pretty good, but Slash we don't use very long. It's not the greatest move to have. And the reason why, the way Slash is designed, if you do any badge boost, Slash pretty much critical hits all the time. So it ignores any kind of buffs you get from the badge boost glitch, which we use pretty consistently. Flamethrower is very good. Fire Spin is worthless. But the whole point in showing you this is that as we evolve, those things show up later. So if we stuck with Charmander, we get Flamethrower level 38, which would be very nice, but we're not going to do that. We're going to evolve because we want the stat boosts. Looking over at the TM moveset. Mega Punch. So this is where Charmander really thrives. Is Mega Punch. We're not going to use. Sword Dance is very good. Last time I played through with this, I used double team. I pretty much outlawed it in my videos. I'm not allowed to do it unless it's like desperation. So Sword Dance will be its substitution, which it's actually better, but double team can make the opposition not hit you. That's the benefit to it. But Swords Dance ups your attack stage by two stages. And you can do that 3 times. And that boosts all your other stats when you do it as well. So that's going to be very useful in this playthrough. Body Slam, Takedown, Double Edge, Hyper Beam. We're not going to pretty much use any of those except for Body Slam, but they're available to us if we needed to. So if I played through and I could not use like Sword Dance, like I'm contemplating doing a playthrough where it's Charmander versus Squirtle, and you cannot use the badge boost on purpose. Like the opposition can Leer on you, but we can't use the badge boost. I kind of want to do that maybe in the future because I've noticed that these two can use the badge boost, and it really helps out Blastoise. Not so much with Charmander until Elite 4, but Blastoise can use it way earlier. So, but Double Edge, Takedown, and Hyper Beam will not be useful in this playthrough, but we have access to it. Submission, Counter, Seismic Toss, not useful in this playthrough, but we do have access to it. Dragon Rage, not useful here, but it might be something in the future. I actually don't think I've actually used a Pokemon that has Dragon Rage yet in any of my playthroughs. These are very useful. Earthquake and Dig. Fissure actually would be useful if I used items, because there's a strategy that a lot of speedrunners use, where if you have a move that's like a instant KO, if you use an X attack, it skips over the accuracy check, and just goes right for the attack. So that would be useful, but we don't use items in battle. But Earthquake and Dig are very useful. Actually got to make some big concessions in this playthrough. about when to get rid of Dig and when to use Earthquake. Mimic can be useful. I don't think it's going to be useful in this playthrough. I think we have a plan to not have to use Mimic at all. Fire Blast could be useful unless we get Flamethrower first. Fire Blast is great. Don't get me wrong. It's 120 base power. It's 85% accurate though, and there's only 5 power points. So that's the downside to Fire Blast. Is it's not very reliable. You still have that chance of missing, and you can only use 5 of them. Now there are power points, but I'd rather give those to other moves that I'm going to use more often. And Flamethrower is just a little bit more reliable, and I'd rather use that. It has 15 power points as well. Swift and Skull Bash, not going to be useful in this playthrough. Rest, not going to be useful substitute. So nothing else will be useful, but the main moves that's going to be useful to us is Mega Punch, Body Slam, Earthquake, Dig, and probably Fire Blast. So yeah, that's a pretty solid moveset, not going to lie. And there's definitely a path to... I've already played through this one time before, so I know there's a path to victory. This playthrough is about optimization. It's planned out pretty heavily. So I know exactly where I'm getting everything, exactly when I want to apply everything, and I'll go through that in detail when in the video, in the playthrough part. Let's go over the rules real quick. Rules for the playthrough: you can only use Charmander in battle, so I can use other Pokemon to catch HMs, use HMs, and catch Pokemon with HMs. I cannot use them to further the plot of the game, though. Okay? Running clock for 3 exceptions. The first exception is Lieutenant Surge's gym. You never know where the button is, and it can take you forever to find it. I think actually in this playthrough, I do take a while to find it, and yeah. So I turn the timer back on right as soon as I start to fight Lieutenant Surge. Second time the clock stops is whenever I'm doing something like if I get over encumbered, which if you don't know what that means, it means when you have too much stuff. In Gen 1, you only have 20 slots in your bag. So if you get too much stuff, you want to dump it, you're going to go sell it, you're going to go buy more stuff, add some TMs, go get Fly, go whatever. Things that aren't really plot indicative, we can stop the clock and do those things, but we start the clock right back up as soon as we go do like a gym or a Team Rocket or something like that. And then the third exemption, which is not going to be done in this video, but it is if we want to get a move from the Rocket Game Corner, we can sell coins and get them. In Gen 1, you can only sell 50 coins at a time. In Gen 2, they added the option to sell to get 500 at a time. So that sped that process up, but in Gen 1, you can only do 50 at a time. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. But if that happens, I'm not going to penalize the Pokemon because it's the only way to get that move. Like Hyper Beam is an example. There might be a time where I might get substitution. I don't know. But all in all, I will stop the clock for those 3 reasons. There are no glitches allowed. So glitches like the Missingo glitch, like I can't duplicate a rare candy and give that to my Pokemon. I can't duplicate nuggets and sell them for money. I also can't use the Pokédoll glitch. There's a glitch in the game. I don't want to know this now. There's a glitch in the game where if you get a Pokédoll and instead of going to Team Rocket and getting the Silph Scope, you can actually take a Pokédoll and throw that at the Ghost Pokemon in Pokemon Tower, and that'll let you skip over Team Rocket. I don't like to do that. I really don't. I think you should have to face... Those are critical battles in the game that you... First off, I think you need to experience. But also, I don't allow that. It's like I don't allow us skipping the second rival fight. Because I think it's part of the game, and I honestly think you should have to face those things. You don't have to face every trainer in the game. You can skip as many trainers as you want. But I can skip every trainer in every gym if I need to. But yeah, no glitches allowed, and the last one's like the Mew glitch, but we don't need Mew anyway. No items in battle. So what that means is I can't use X attack, I can't use X speed, I can't heal in the middle of battle, things like that. My opposition does not follow that rule very well. But yeah, no items in battle. The last thing I will tell everyone is like, share, and subscribe. These videos are done by a father of 2 who works a good 40-50 hours a week. And I do this in my spare time. Like right now, it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up to do this video for you guys. So please subscribe to my channel, and please like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. It's right on the page at JD's NerdVerse, at JD's _nerd_nerdverse. The first one was Twitter. The second one was Instagram. And so now let's get to the prediction about how long this will take. Oh, one more. This will take, I guarantee this will take less than an hour and 20 minutes. It may be less than that. Like I said, this is an optimized run. This is me meticulously planning out when I want to do this, when I want to do everything, literally everything in the game. It's planning it out to optimize the time used in this game. Yeah, that's what this is. I didn't do that quite as much with Blastoise. So Blastoise or Squirtle got it done in an hour and 13 minutes. And I think if I'd have planned it out a little better, I could have got it under an hour and 10 minutes. I think Charmander will get this in under an hour and 10 minutes. That is my really bold prediction. I guarantee it's going to be under an hour and 20. I'll bet anything. I'll bet my left arm on that. But we'll get this in an hour and 20 minutes. But my bold prediction, I'll get it in an hour and 10 minutes, and I might beat our best time yet with Poliwrath. So I might actually beat that. Again, this is an optimized run where I took the time to meticulously plan everything. So yeah, and that's my prediction. And so take it away, Future JD.
Thanks, Past JD. Let the games begin. We are playing through with Charmander right now. And Charmander take on Squirtle, and the goal here is get him knocked out. So if you haven't heard already, this is an optimized run. This is a run where we're trying to get the best possible case scenario. Things are thought out a little bit more meticulously, so we don't waste our time doing anything in this game. We just basically pivot to exactly where we need to go every single time. So you're going to see a couple of the early battles. These battles, we didn't fight many extra battles. We just basically got to Ember. So along our walkway, we just basically fought Pokemon that came to us along the way. So we got to level 6 by just beating our rival. But we got a couple extra levels just by fighting random Pokemon along the way. So we're only 4 minutes in. We're at level 9. I think we'll get to level 10 right here, yeah. I named my Charmander Spyro. If you like that, please hit a like. And we're at level 11 now, finishing that trainer off. So now we're heading to the next trainer. I decided to go with a little bit of an orange tint in this game. I had to switch to a different computer, so I don't want to bore you with the details on that. But basically, I had an emulator that was giving like a little bit of color to the games, but this one came up with all white and gray and a little bit of black in there. So I decided to add a little bit of color. So hopefully you like it. Let me know if you do. But yeah, the biggest thing right now is we just need to get to a good enough level that we can beat our rival pretty handily. So right now, facing our rival, the second rival fight. A lot of speedrunners, YouTubers don't fight this battle, but I always do. Just because I think it's very important, just to help you progress through the game. So Scratch. So Pidgey did not get off his sand attack, so that's good for us. So that means that we can beat him, our rival, very handily. So now we're facing the junior trainer or the Million Light Years trainer inside Brock's gym. It can beat us because this is ground type, and Diglett's pretty weak, but Sandshrews not. So we go into Sandshrew battle with only 16 health. Luckily, our Ember's doing a lot of damage, and lucky that Sand Attack also didn't hurt us and prevent us from attacking. So now we're facing Brock, or as I like to call him, Black Panther. Because if you look at this picture, Wakanda forever! And so we're facing Brock. Ember isn't great, it's about a little over a third. Now with some defense curls, it takes a little bit more moves to knock him out, but we still get to knock out pretty handily. Level 15, we get Leer. Leer is good. Leer makes it so we can lower Onix's defense, and we got to play the Bide game. So Bide, we're going to hit Leer so he can't attack us, and then once he's released his energy, we go right back to using Ember. Very quick. I'd rather not risk it. I've risked it before in the past and got knocked out by Onix, so let's just play the smart game, get it done properly. And with that being said, with less than 9 minutes left, in less than 9 minutes, we beat Brock, and we move on to the next part of the game. So now we're facing these trainers. These trainers in the game are very tedious. The route we're on is perfect because, one, we have just enough power points to pretty much get through all of them. Two, about half the trainers here are bug type, and bug types are one-hit knockouts. So the battles are quick, and we evolve right here into Charmeleon. Good for you, Spyro. And like I said, a lot of the trainers here are... I got a frog on my throat. I do apologize. Most of the trainers here are bug type, birds, or you have an Ekans and a Rattata thrown in. I think there's like a Nidoran male and female too. But for the most part, these are not difficult at all. And they're very simple trainers. That's why we're moving progressively, going through them pretty fast. So now we're facing this trainer with the Pidgey. This trainer can be tricky because Pidgey does have sand attack. And you have to worry about that, but it does have sand attack. So we get the knockout. We're actually level 17, so we're progressing pretty well. So here's how it's going to be optimized. One, we're not going to fight a lot of battles we don't need to. We're doing them right here just because we need more levels for Misty. Misty is the next obstacle we have in this game. So here's where Charmander is different from other fire types. So I've played through with Vulpix and with Growlithe. So Charmander, and this is going to sound dumb, but Charmander actually has arms. He doesn't have 4 legs like a Vulpix or an Arcanine. He has 2 arms. So he can stand he can stand upright. He can punch. So the fact that we can use a move like Mega Punch to get through Misty, or we can at least use a move like Mega Punch to get through our rival, is very beneficial. Whereas if you were playing through with Arcanine, he only has Bite, and Vulpix only has Quick Attack. So they're not bad moves by chance, but by any stretch, but you have to be way over level for those to be effective. And Charmander doesn't have to have that. Charmander just has to have the move, and his attack is so good and his speed so good that usually a move like that will be very beneficial and will get you through the part of the game you need to get through. So that's where Charmander has a huge advantage over the other 2 fire types we've played through so far. Having that hand lets us progress through. So we're in Mount Moon now, and we're just fighting some battles I know we can win pretty easily. I don't want to take too much time fighting everyone, but I want to fight enough people so that we get a couple extra levels before we face our rival. Now our rival comes at us with a Pidgeotto, a Abra, which does nothing, a Rattata, which pretty much does nothing. It can do Hyper Fang or Quick Attack, but most of them aren't too much damage. Then the last one is obviously Bulbasaur. I'm sorry, Squirtle. And Squirtle has Water Gun, it has Bubble, so it can knock us out. But Mega Punch will make it so that we do a lot better. So now we're teaching Mega Punch. We're going to get rid of Growl. So now we have Scratch, Growl, and Ember. We pretty much don't have to go back and heal. That's another benefit to Charmander. Is Charmander has enough power points with all of its moves. We don't have to go back and heal. We have, I think it's 30 with Ember, 35 with Scratch, and 20 with Mega Punch. So it makes it very simple for us to fight through and not have to go back and heal. So that's the huge benefit to Charmander right now. That's what we're doing, and that's what I mean by optimize. I don't have to waste time going back and healing. So now we're facing this Team Rocket member. You have to face him, so I thought I'd go ahead and show it. Mega Punch is a one-hit knockout. Zubat is also a one-hit knockout. Very good. And now we're progressing to the Super Duper Nerd, who will not share his fossils with us, or anyone for that matter. And we go ahead and take him on. This is a pretty tedious battle. It's not very hard. We're literally 11 levels higher. I don't know how, like, if they graded these levels up a little bit more, I think it'd be a lot better. One, we get more experience, but I think the battles would be more tricky. But certain trainers do have issues with these, but Charmander's not. So the first way we optimize this run is we make sure that we fight the battles we need to. We get enough levels to take on our rival, which is this rival fight right here, rival number 3. And with this rival fight, first thing you want to do is you got to get the Pidgeotto knocked out. And he gets a stupid sand attack off, that stupid Dirty Bird Pidgey. But then we go on and face Abra, so we get Scratch, knockout, and we do Mega Punch. Is it a one-hit? No, we miss, actually. Oh, this stupid sand attack. It's so fun. Keep missing, and he's badge boosted us already with his Tail Whip. So we're down to 27 health going into Squirtle. Mega Punch is a miss. Water Gun. Mega Punch is a miss again. Tail Whip. Mega Punch is a miss again. Tackle. We're down to 6 HP. Luckily, we get a one-hit knockout with a critical hit. And now we're moving on. So that was a very, very close battle. I thought I was going to have to reset right there. But anyway, we get the win, and we're moving on. And we're facing these random trainers along the way. I usually show a couple of the hikers, but they're not super big in this battle. It's not very important. These battles are pretty tedious and pretty easy to get through. We have to fight these battles to get through the game. That's the ones I'm kind of showing right now. There's some other ones, like the whole Nugget Bridge is like that. But Nugget Bridge we swept. We have not healed since our rival fight, other than maybe going back and healing right after it. But we get the win, and we're only at 25 minutes. So 25 minutes in, we're pretty much almost to Erica, or almost to Misty. So this trainer right here can be tough, but we're fire type. She's grass type. The only tricky part is right in the middle of this, she has a Pidgey that we got to deal with. So Mega Punch should knock the Pidgey out, or maybe Ember does. Ember knocks it out one hit, and then Ember knocks out the Oddish. Very good. We're moving on. Now we're facing Misty. Now we did grab Dig for this battle. Okay, we have good speed, so we should outspeed the Starmie. So we have very good speed. So Dig is it a one hit? It is a one hit with Staryu. Very good. Starmie. So we dig and it hits it, and you get about a third actually. So Bubble Beam cuts me in half. Bubble Beam cuts me right in half. I get a critical hit though, knock it out, so we don't have to worry about what Bubble Beam could do to me. Now we're facing this trainer. She got 3 Pidgeys. I got 99 problems, but 3 Pidgeys ain't one. Knock it out. Very good. Knock another one out. Very good. And then the last one, one hit knockout. Oh, we miss, and the sand attacks us. Oh joy. And sand attack again. And quick attack, and we miss. And we miss. If we just hit one time, we're going to knock it out. And we knock it out. Good. So now we go on to my favorite trainer who really sets up jokes for me. We have a Spearow. Let's knock it down to 0. And then we have an Eradicate that we want to eradicate. And we hit it. And we knock it out. So now we're moving on to the SSN. The SSN, we got one trainer we got to fight before we can grab a very good TM that's going to actually probably replace Mega Punch eventually. Actually, it's going to really scratch right now. But eventually we'll replace Mega Punch. So we're going to grab it. It's Body Slam. We're going to go ahead and teach it to ourselves. And the reason why this is going to be helpful is it just gives us another move. It's not a high amount of base power points by any means, but it is a more powerful move. It's more reliable, and it can cause paralyzation. So we're going to do Body Slam. Body Slam is a 2-hit. Very good. Moving on to Raticate. Raticate is a 1-hit. No, he's not. He's a 2-hit. Wow. Kadabra's a 1-hit. Very good. Okay. And War Turtle is paralyzed, but it should be a 2-hit. And even if it's not, okay, we get the knockout. Good. So now we evolve, or level 30, and now we're facing Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge is not difficult unless you're stupid enough to level up the Charizard before this battle, because you're not flying type. Nothing he does to you is going to be super effective. So just do a normal. You can actually take some damage from Raichu and not get knocked out. So we have Dig. It makes it super easy. Then we're moving on to Rock Tunnel. So Rock Tunnel, there's only really one fight in there I want to show. And that's Dig. And that's the one against the 3 exploding Geodude. So see how much damage that did. So if I did it 3 different times and got attacked by the Geodude, and the Graveler, I would probably lose that battle. That's why I like to show that, because it's not, if you don't knock it out early, it can be very, very critical for you. And now we're fighting Team Rocket. So one thing I did in response to making it optimized is I decided to skip over Erica's gym, because as of right now, we could probably go into Erica's gym and beat her. But the problem with going to Erica's gym and beating her is the battles may be a little tougher, and we run the risk of possibly losing to her. So to avoid all that issue, I'm going to double back and fight her later. What I want to do is get Giovanni and the Elite Four knocked out. Or I'm sorry, and the Rocket Game Corner knocked out. Because knocking them out gives me Silph Scope. I can go get my rival. I can double back and fight Erica when I have a more powerful fire move, and I know it's an easy knockout. So that's what this move's about. It's not about facing battles when they would be the best battles, and I apologize about that, but it's about when can I do X, Y, and Z in the game and make it easier, or make the run go faster. That's what the point of this is. So we knock out Tweedledee and Tweedledum, and now we're facing Giovanni. Giovanni is not a difficult fight because we have Dig. Dig will knock out Onix and Rhyhorn in his Widowpeak. Onix, Dig, and it's not a 1-hit, but it's a 2-hit knockout. And now Dig should knock out the Rhyhorn in 1 hit. And we knock him out. And now we just got to deal with Kangaskhan. Go up to Slash. Slash does about 45%. Body Slam does about 30. And then Body Slam gets the knockout. So we beat Giovanni. Not too much of an issue. But then we evolve into Charizard. So we have maximum stats going forward. Okay, maximum stats going forward. Facing our rival, this should be a very easy / tedious matchup. Slash, is it a 1-hit? It's a 1-hit. It's a 1-hit knockout. Very good. Body Slam. It's a 1-hit knockout on Growlithe. Very good. Execute. Ember is a 1-hit knockout. Very good. Now, do we 1-hit the Kadabra? We do one-hit the Kadabra. Do we one-hit War Turtle? I don't think we do one-hit War Turtle. He's got very bulkiness, but he doesn't do a lot of damage to us. We move on, progress through the game. We get all the way to Koga's Gym. So here's where I optimize the run, and that's a little bit different from what I usually do. Usually, I fight Erica already. I didn't do that. I skipped over Erica, went and got 2 moves. One is Swords Dance, and one is Earthquake. You can get those on the 7th floor is where you can get Swords Dance. You do have to fight the guy to get the card key. But you can also go to the 10th floor of Silphco and get Earthquake. You'd have to fight one guy, but you did. So I did that already. And the whole reason I did that was, one, I got the most powerful move that's non-fire type so far in the game that I can get, which is Earthquake. And then I also got Swords Dance. What Swords Dance does, and this is what's different from Swords Dance and Double Team. Swords Dance, every time you use it, it ups your attacking stat by 2 stages. So your attack goes way up through the roof. But it also initiates the badge boost, so all my other stats increase as well by 12.5%. So that's the goal of that, or at least for every gym that I've had so far. So that's the goal of this, is I get an increase in my stats, and not to mention my attack goes through the freaking roof. That's why Swords Dance is so useful. That's why whenever I played through the first time I used Double Team, it wouldn't have mattered. Because if I'd have went and got Swords Dance, I would have done it pretty much the exact same thing. Okay, so I prepared a little bit more in advance this time. I went and just got those things out of the way. And I went ahead and got rid of Dig. That was a big decision for me, because usually in my playthroughs, I use Dig to avoid traveling, to save time. But what I did instead, I just went and bought a couple escape ropes just to compensate for losing Dig. Because I'm eventually going to get rid of Dig, and you want to get rid of it before you go to Victory Road. Because what's the worst thing ever is accidentally clicking Dig instead of something else, and digging out of Victory Road when you're almost like done with Victory Road. So yeah, pretty scary, but it is what it is. So now we're fighting all the trainers in Koga's Gym. I didn't want to pull any attention away from that, but we are fighting all the trainers, and we're almost going to lose this battle. But Earthquake gets the knockout, thank goodness. So go back and heal, and now we're facing Koga. We're a decent level. We're not super much higher than him, but we're a good level right now. It's a pretty even matchup. We're only 4 levels higher. So Swords Dance is we're going to get set up. What we don't want to do now is get our actually lowered or poisoned. So Earthquake's a 1-hit knockout. Very good. All these should be 1-hit knockouts across the board. So I did one more actually did 2 more. I didn't need to do 2 more. I only need to do 1 more. So knockout again. Earthquake's a 1-hit knockout, and is Wheezing a 1-hit knockout. It wouldn't matter. Even if it did explode, it would have self-destructive been okay. So what I decided to do instead of, usually I would go from that battle and go face our rival number 6 in Silphco. What I did instead, it was like, you know what, I'm going to go face Blaine, because one, he has a really good fire move that I could use if I wasn't as high level as I am now. So that was one of the main reasons, was to get Fire Blast. That can blast through Erica's gym and then our rival. But we get Flamethrower, so it's redundant. It didn't matter, but we definitely get experience that helped us make the rival battle super simple. That was the benefit that these fights right here, was going this route. These battles are not going to be hard. We have Body Slam. I don't know why I'm taking forever to click on something. Body Slam / I think I was just thinking about my strategy a little bit. Trying to see how many Body Slams we have. There we go. And these battles are, like I said, very easy. We haven't even used the badge boost yet, so we haven't used Swords Dance. So the whole point in this, and why am I talking to him? Okay, I must have been clicking through and like watching YouTube or paying attention to my daughter or something while I'm doing this. But that's how we optimize this. So usually we would go fight the rival fight, and the rival fight's never like super easy. So we would fight him a couple times, lose, fight him a couple times, lose, and then we decide to go other strategies. So if you watch my Blastoise / Squirtle / War Turtle run through, I went straight and fought our rival, and I lost a couple times. Whereas if I'd have just gone straight to Blaine, I could have got a bunch of knockouts very easy with Surf and Bubble Beam. Beaten Blaine, got the speed boost you get from Blaine. I think you get a boost from Blaine. I don't think it's a speed boost. So you beaten Blaine, and you'd have a couple extra levels higher, so that whenever you go take on your rival, you're much better prepared. So that's the benefit there, is you have all those things. Plus, if you really need to, you can use Blizzard, but you're not going to get Blizzard that early. You can use Ice Beam. So, like I said, these battles are very trivial. They're not very hard. We're level 45. We have Charizard, he's one of the most powerful fire types ever. And I think we have one more battle, and we can face Blaine. So like I said, these battles are not tricky at all. I'm surprised it actually took some damage. So there we learned Flamethrower. So there, my master plan to get it was kind of irrelevant because we got Flamethrower. However, if I went through and played through as Vulpix or Growlithe again, I could probably shave off 5 to 10 minutes because they did not get Flamethrower to like in their 50s. So that probably would have helped the Go-Face Blaine in those playthroughs as well. So that's the strategy I've been looking at more. Is it better or more beneficial to go face Blaine, who really is not a good fighter, rather than facing our rival, who's actually pretty good. So Blaine, we're going to set up a Swords Dance just to be safe. I think one Swords Dance, or I think we did 2. Okay, why are we doing? Okay, I don't think we need to do 2. One probably would. Actually, probably could have beat the whole team without doing any. So that's 2 knockouts. Did we get 3? Or we get 3? Did we get 4? 4 one-hit knockouts, 4 Okos, whatever you want to call it. So now we're going to take on Erica. Erica's easy. As long as we have 3 flamethrowers, she will not take one of those flamethrowers and survive. So knockout, and one more knockout. So then we beat Erica. Now we're moving on to our rival in Silphco. So we've progressed through the game. We're only at 52 minutes, and we have rival here, Giovanni, Sabrina, Giovanni, rival, Elite Four. So that's where we're at right now. So we do Swords Dance. We don't want to take too much damage. We don't want him to do too much. Body Slam's a knockout. We get Rhyhorn coming up. No, we don't. No, we don't. He doesn't have Rhyhorn yet. He might have Rhyhorn yet. I don't know. Flamethrower. We misclick and do Flamethrower, or whatever that move was. Earthquake's a one-hit knockout on Alakazam. And Blastoise is a one-hit knockout. No, it's not a one-hit knockout. He tanked that like a boss. I gotta give him credit because we were badge boosted and everything. And we take on Giovanni. Giovanni is not going to be a tough fight. We have Earthquake to take out all of his Pokemon, and Flamethrower for ones that we don't take out. Flamethrower, one-hit knockout, very good. Kangaskhan, one-hit knockout, very good. Rhyhorn, Earthquake should be a one-hit, and it's a knockout, very good. Nidoqueen, Flamethrower should be a one-hit. Oh, it's not a one-hit. She tanked that pretty well. Body Slam, knock it out, and we beat Giovanni. Now we're facing Sabrina. Sabrina, again, will not be hard. We can badge boost set up on Kadabra. I think it's Kadabra we set this up on. Sword Dance. We're going to do 2. He's going to use Recover. Kind of a waste of time. Earthquake, one-hit knockout. Mr. Mime, one-hit knockout. Venomoth, which doesn't make sense. It's a flying type, but one-hit knockout with Earthquake. And then Alakazam, is it a one-hit? It's a one-hit. So we sweep her entire team with taking a little bit of damage at first just to set up, but it was worth it. So now we're facing Giovanni, the last gym leader we need to face in this game. And we're only at 55 minutes. Keep that in mind. Now, again, this was completely optimized. We had no filler of, like, figuring things out. We had these things figured out pretty much when I started the game of where I wanted to go, when I wanted to do it, so on and so forth. Doug Trio, one-hit knockout, very good. Nidoqueen, one-hit knockout, very good. Is Nidoking a one-hit? It is a one-hit, and now the last Pokemon to ride on, which is not a great Pokemon at all. Knock it out, and we level up, and we're going to do one more level up. We gave one more rare candy before this, and this is to prevent us from a level up in battle. Didn't make sense. I just finished the battle, but we got this out of the way, so it didn't happen in the middle of battle. Fire Spin's gone. We don't have to worry about Fire Spin. I don't like the move. It's the worst move ever. One of the worst moves ever. And now we're facing our rival. This should be very simple. We've already got the formula for how to beat our rival. So we're going to do Flamethrower. It's going to be a 2-hit knockout. Very good. Next Pokemon's Rhyhorn. This is one we'll set up on. So we're going to do 2 Swords Dance. He's going to use Stomp. Now it doesn't do much damage because our defense is boosted. And now we're going to do Earthquake. Earthquake and Flamethrower will sweep his entire team. Knockout, very good. Execute, Flamethrower. Knockout, very good. Alakazam. Knockout, very good. And Blastoise. Is it a one-hit? I don't think it's a one-hit. It's a one-hit. So now we're moving on to the Elite Four. Okay? I gave all but 3 of my rare candies to my Pokemon. So now, Charizard, we're there, we're ready. Is it going to be a one-hit knockout? Flamethrower. Flamethrower is a 2-hit. We do take a decent amount of damage. Take about 60 damage from Dugong. These are Ice-type Pokemon, so Flamethrower is very effective in Gen 1. Slowbro, we're going to set up just to make sure we can finish the rest of his team. He's going to use Water Gun because he has Smart AI, so he's going to withdraw. Or he's going to use Water Gun to try to do damage to me, or he's going to set up his defense. So we get the knockout. We are badge boosted. Our stats are higher. Flamethrower is a one-hit knockout with Jinx. Now, is Body Slam going to be a one-hit knockout? Oh, we did Flamethrower instead. Blizzard almost took me out. If I missed, I might have lost that battle, but we ended up getting the win regardless. So now, at 59 minutes, we have beaten Lorelei, moving on to one of the worst trainers in the game, Bruno. Bruno does not have a lot he can do to mess with us. His Pokemon are pretty bad. Earthquake will help us knock out his Onix. So I'm saving right now. That's why it's taking a minute. I did not cut away from this, by the way. I let this stay all the way through, just so you know that I did not cut away. I did not take 5 turns. So it's Earthquake. It's a 2-hit. I think I chose for Earthquake. I should have set up Swords Dance just to be safe. And here's why I should have done this. Hitmonchan can do Ice Punch and freeze you. That, you can't unfreeze yourself in Gen 1. So that would have been a loss, and I would have had to reset. So what I should have done is do badge boost. We're already outsped. We just need to do a little bit more damage. So 2-hit knockout on the Machamp. We get the knockout. We are moving on to Agatha. And as J-Rose 11 coins at the Agatha Lottery. Here's why she's scary. She's not scary, but she can be scary. She does all status conditions. Poison, paralyzed, confused, sleep. All of them can be done by her. However, we're not going to have too much of an issue with her. The reason why we're not going to have too much of an issue with her is because we have a very nice move called Earthquake. And Dig or Earthquake, whichever one you have for your Pokemon. If you have that, this matchup is very simple other than one Pokemon. Gengar is a one-hit knockout with Earthquake. Don't even have to badge boost. It's one-hit knockout. Golbat, we're going to Flamethrower. It's a 2-hit. We get confused, unfortunately, so we're going to hurt ourselves just a little bit. But Body Slam and knock it out. Now we're moving on to Haunter. As long as we don't trip, these are all one-hit knockouts. Maybe not Arbok. No, Arbok's a one-hit. Okay. And then the last one, Gengar, we get the knockout. And we're moving on to Lance. Lance is a Dragon-type trainer. We are Fire-type. So Fire's not going to do too much to Lance. So we got to keep that in mind. I just gave a rare candy to prevent us from leveling up. And now I use my elixir, my full restores to make sure I have all my power points. Okay? You get 2 PP ups in this game. And what I did with those PP ups is I gave them so that Earthquake had more abilities to do more. It only has 10, so if you give the power-ups to them, I think it's 14 now when you do that. So I actually realized I actually had another rare candy save because I didn't use a rare candy against Agatha. So I gave 2 so that we're 2 levels higher against Lance, and now we're facing Lance. The biggest issue with Lance is Gyarados. Gyarados is the biggest hurdle you're going to have against Lance. Because Gyarados is water type and flying type, so we cannot use Earthquake. This is the one reason why I hung on to Body Slam. Is this Pokemon right here. After that, we can just use use Body Slam the rest of the way. It's a higher accuracy and it knocks them out pretty heavily. And Body Slam, it's a 2-hit. But he misses anyway, so we get the knockout. And the last Pokemon, Dragonite, is it a 1-hit? It is not a 1-hit. It's actually a 3-hit because you use a Hyper Potion. But we get the knockout. So Lance isn't very difficult either. So now we have to worry about is our rival. Rival number, what is it, 8 in the game? Rival number 8, yeah, that's it. And we got our rare candy. We got our full restore just to confirm. So we're at level 68. And we're going to use our elixir just to be safe. So we've already beaten this pretty much the same team 3 times. Okay, now we just got to execute the same strategy again. And we win the game. And we're at 1 hour and 2 minutes and 50 seconds. So can we get this done in 1 hour and 4 minutes? Pretty much. Here we go. Let's see what happens with this battle. Pidgeot comes out. We're going to set up Swords Dance. He goes for Whirlwind. Nothing happens. He goes for Sky Attack. So I'm like, you know what? 2 Swords Dance is good enough. Let's get the knockout. So there's 1 knockout. Very good. Earthquake. 2 knockouts. Very good. Rhydon. Earthquake again. 3 knockouts. Very good. Do we get 4? We get 4. Execute. Flamethrower. We get 5. Do we get a knockout on the Blastoise? Is it a knockout? It is not a knockout. Goes for withdrawal though, and we should win this game. Very good. And we level up to level 69. Nice. And we beat the game. We beat the game in less than an hour in 5 minutes. So my prediction was I get it done in less than an hour and 15 minutes for sure, but I thought I'd get under an hour and 10. I wasn't sure if I beat Poliwrath. But like I said, this is an optimized run. If I went and played Poliwrath again and optimized the run, I'm pretty sure I could get close to this as well. Maybe even get under an hour. So 69, nice. And we're going to go ahead and pause this real quick, and we're going to talk about it. So actually, I'll just let it play for one more second. And 1 hour and 4 minutes and 8 seconds. 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 8 seconds. So that is the fastest time we've had. Now, granted, there was a lot of prepping done with this playthrough. I'm pretty sure if I'd have done Blastoise again, I probably could have done it in under an hour and 10. I don't know if I'd have knocked... I think Blastoise was an hour and 13 minutes. Or Squirtle was an hour and 13. I don't think I'd knock 9 minutes off of it. I really don't. I'd be very curious if that would have been the case, but I don't think we would have knocked an hour and 9 minutes off the playthrough. But 1 hour and 4 minutes is the fastest playthrough I've had. Again, I think if I'd optimized Poliwrath's run, it would have probably done that. I think Poliwrath is one of the better Pokemon in Gen 1 when it comes to playthroughs because of its versatility, but Charmander is clearly proven that it has a similar type of versatility that Poliwrath has. So that's my video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Comment, and do you like the optimized runs? I'm going to get away from the optimized runs here soon. Don't get me wrong. I just wanted to give a little bit of respect to the starters because they were my first videos, and I did not do them in this format. So I thought, you know what, let's do them in this format. Make them better. Give them the respect they deserve. So the next playthrough is going to be tricky. Is actually going to be Abra in Kadabra and Alakazam. Because Abra only starts with Teleport. And that's going to be very not fun. Because you have to drain. It's not like with I'll give an example. Jigglypuff only can start out with Sing until like level 8. Sing only has 15 power points, and you can use all of them in the same battle. Okay? Teleport, that is not the case. Teleport, you teleport, it gets you out of the battle, and then you got to go find another battle and keep doing that and doing that and doing that until you run out of power points, and then you can use Struggle and start fighting some Pokemon. So yeah, it's gonna be time consuming, but I think it's gonna be fun. But I think it's gonna be time consuming. But I've also done, and this is something to be excited about, is I've found a way to edit the game, so to speak, where we can actually evolve Kadabra into Alakazam without trading the Pokemon. Very excited for that. I think it's going to be very fun to watch and actually see the evolution and see how it progresses. I think once we get, once we get evolved into Kadabra, it's going to be a clean sweep. I'm curious to see how fast it takes Kadabra to get through the game after we evolve into Kadabra. Because once we evolve into Kadabra, I won't ruin that. You're about to see that in the next video. But I want to thank everyone for watching. Like I said, like, share, subscribe. Comment down below what you thought of the playthrough, what you think of optimized runs. I know they're not as fun as other runs because you don't see the struggles. But it's just something I wanted to know for my own liking, like how fast can we really get this playthrough done for probably my favorite starter in Gen 1. We'll try to do the same optimization for Bulbasaur. We'll see how that goes. I highly doubt Bulbasaur will be as fast as Charmander or Squirtle. But I think we can get it done under an hour and 30 minutes. Because before it was like an hour and 50-some minutes. So I think we're going to save a lot of time on that one. So thank everyone for watching. And you have yourself a good one. See ya.